fellow carbon-based bipeds. I am Scott Rose, and you are watching Explosions and Stuff. Today, I'll be reviewing the 1992 film Talon of the Eagle, starring Billy Blanks, Jalal Mary, James Hong, and Priscilla Barnes. But first, a word from our sponsors. An overview of the movie. DEA agent Tyler Wilson is sent to Toronto to help in taking down Mr. Lee, who is believed to have his hands in all sorts of crimes, from drug trafficking to prostitution to gambling and even blackmail. Wilson teams up with local police officer Michael Reed, and the two of them infiltrate Mr. Lee's organization in an attempt to bring down his criminal empire. The pros of this movie? Well, first of all, the action in this movie just started right away. The very first scene of this movie is Billy Blanks getting in a fight with some guy in a nightclub and just beating the crap out of like 5 guys. They got knives and chains and stuff. He's sitting there barehanded and just going to town, beating them up and just knocking the crap out of all of them. And then the second scene, where you have Jalal Mary doing like some drug bust or something, and he starts beating the crap out of those guys, and they've got knives and guns and stuff and pipes, and he's sitting there, barehanded. He's got a gun, but he doesn't use it. He's just getting, he's going to town, beating people up, kicking and punching, and just going to town, knocking all these guys out. Those were the first 2 scenes of this movie. They established the action in this movie right away, and it happened right at the very beginning. Also, the training montage in this movie was gorgeous. It was fantastic. One of the best training montages I've seen in a while. They're learning this ancient kung fu technique called the eagle claw. And they're just, doing push-ups on their fingers and, gripping and digging into logs and stuff and picking up logs using just their fingertips. It's so cool. It's so well done. It's so much fun to watch. The training montage in this movie is just fantastic. Also, the main bad guy in this movie is brilliant, Mr. Lee. He's being played by James Hong. And I'm sorry, but every time I see James Hong as a bad guy in a movie, I picture David Lopan from Big Trouble in Little China. And it was gorgeous. He's kind of focusing in that David Lopan character, but targeting it towards a different character, using it somewhat differently, but still, it was just gorgeous. It was so much fun to watch. It was so beautiful, and he did an amazing job as the villain in this movie. The cons of this movie? Well, let's be realistic here. The acting in this movie was really stiff. And I know I say that a lot, but seriously, the lead actor in this movie was Billy Blanks. Whenever you see Billy Blanks in a movie, you're not watching it for the acting, you're watching it to see people get beat up. You're watching it for the fight scenes and the martial arts. That's why you watch a Billy Blanks movie. Not because you're expecting amazing Oscar-worthy performances. You want the fights. And as such, the acting in this movie was very, very stiff, with the exception of James Hong. He did a fantastic job, but everyone else was really stiff and just robotic with their acting and practically emotionless. So the acting was definitely really stiff and not a high point of this movie at all. Also, this movie felt really slow. And I know I said the action started right away, and it did. But that was pretty much it. The first maybe third of the movie was action scenes. And then the second third of the movie was acting and talking and conversations. That's not why you're watching these people in these movies. You don't want to listen to them talk. You don't want them to have conversations. You want them to fight people and beat people up. That's what you're watching it for. That's what you want to see, not acting. I love these guys, but I'm not watching them to see them act. I'm watching them to see them fight. Also, I have to admit, this movie is pretty forgettable. I'm going to remember that I watched it, but I don't remember things that happened in the movie. I watched it last night, And then I sat down to do the review, and I realized when I looked at my notes, I was like, I don't remember a lot of this stuff. So I had to watch the movie again today just to film this because it's just that forgettable. I'm going to remember that I watched it because I've been wanting to watch this movie for a while now, and I finally got a chance to. But overall, the plot and the story and what happened in the movie are just forgettable. My overall thoughts on the movie? I've never been so confused regarding how I feel about a movie before. The good moments were really good, but the bad moments were really bad. I'm just going to have to average it out and give this movie the Zangief. What this movie needed most was less acting and more martial arts, because that is the strength of the lead actors. Talon of the Eagle is one of those movies that I would watch again, but I wouldn't go out of my way to. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like it and subscribe to my channel for new action movie reviews posted every week and top 10 lists posted on the 10th of every month. Also, if you have any recommendations for things you would like me to cover in the future, please leave them in the comments below and follow us on Twitter at explosions_TV. Thank you and have a nice day.